On the news tonight, breath of air of safety as Nigeria evacuees from the Russian-Ukrainian conflict arrive Abuja. '29th Atai Gala receives staff of office.
Parents need to know that buying fast food for their children does not necessarily translate to good nutrition.
Also tonight, World Obesity Day draws attention to rising cases in Africa. Good evening and a warm welcome to NTA Network News. I am Jummai Yusuf. Adiola Kami Akere joins us from Lagos, while Mohammed Ibrahim is in Maiduguri. You're welcome. Now, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, or on your YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, Facebook page, NTA Network News, and Instagram, NTA Network for updates. Now, let's get the news. President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration will remain steadfast in defending the interests of Nigerians wherever they may be, even as the nation begins the evacuation of citizens stranded in Ukraine. President Buhari made this assertion in Nairobi, Kenya, at a town hall meeting with a group of Nigerians resident in the West African country. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
Interacting with Nigerians in the diaspora is an indispensable part of President Buhari's activities while on official visit abroad. Gathered here are those in Kenya, dominated by businessmen and professionals working in various international organizations, a correct representation of the Nigerian spirit of excellence.
We have remained very united, peaceful, organized, resourceful, patriotic, and committed towards a One Nigeria project.
There are about 4,000 Nigerians in Kenya, very law abiding. The mission will continue to protect the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians in Kenya.
President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyama, commended the diasporans for the unity that exists amongst them and peace with their host communities, urging them to remain good ambassadors of Nigeria. The country, he said, expects their willingness to give back some of their resources, talents, skills, and global exposure in the task of nation building.
A lot of countries that have industrialized and have done really well, it's really been because of their nationals in the diaspora. And a perfect example of this is really, China. When you just look at the skilled Nigerians that we have all around the world, developing other people's countries. And so the challenge now is really to see how the country can leverage on you, on Nigerians outside there, for your contributions to the development of our country.
Describing the welfare, well-being, and safety of the nation's citizens abroad as paramount, the president said this has been demonstrated over time as his administration had caused to evacuate some of those in harm's way abroad, especially in Libya and South Africa. He said same is being done in Ukraine, where thousands of Nigerians, especially students, are trapped as a result of the ongoing war with Russia. The chairman, Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabri Erewa, who urged the nation's ambassadors to register with the commission in order to have an up-to-date database, informed them of the establishment of a trust fund for Nigerians in the diaspora to directly support investments in the country.
So with the approval of Mr. President, hopefully this fund will take off very soon. But there's a lot going on for the diaspora because as the president always says, you are our ambassadors. Wherever you go, be good ambassadors of Nigeria. Project the best of your country and don't forget home. Let's build the country of our dreams.
The Nigerian community in Kenya made a case for President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene in some of the challenges confronting them. These include the stoppage of visa on arrival for Nigerians, delay in getting students' permits, obstacles to ease of doing business, as well as the undue negative profiling of the nation's citizens. From Nairobi, Kenya, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Abuja after a successful outing at the United Nations Environmental Assembly in Nairobi, Kenya. The president was received on arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of Finance and Administration, Sanusi Lemu, Director General Department of State Services, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, and other senior government officials. During the visit, President Buhari delivered Nigeria's statement at the 50th anniversary of the United Nations Environment Programme. The Minister of State for Environment, Sharon Ekazo, speaks on the major takeaways from the hybrid event. President Muhammadu Buhari joins the government and people of Zamfara State in welcoming the Grand Khalifa of the Tijaniya Islamic movement, Sheikh Mahi Ibrahim Inyas, as the state hosts this year's Maulud, commemorating the birthday of the sect's founder. In a statement, President Buhari says the tradition of hosting and honoring religious leaders is as old as Nigeria itself, calling on the visitors to join the citizens in praying for peace and safety for all in the country and beyond. He urges the religious groups to act with restraint and mutual respect at all times. President Buhari said the fact Zamfara State is hosting the event this year suggests the prevalence of improving security in the state, giving assurance that the government will continue with the ongoing efforts to make every community in the country safe. Now, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has reminded regulatory agencies of their roles as supporters of business operators and not the opposite, describing business owners as key pillars that are holding the nation's economy. The Vice President notes that a good business environment is needed for their growth and survival. This was when the Vice President met with the inaugural cohorts of the Africa Initiative Governance Public Leadership Program. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Point is that we want the regulator to understand that you are a facilitator, you are a business facilitator. If you are not facilitating business, if you are not making it easier for people to do business, then we have a problem.
There is certainly a problem with some officials of the regulatory authorities creating bottlenecks and making the environment hostile to business operators. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says this must not be the case. The reason, he says, government introduced the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic aimed towards assisting business to grow.
And our people are very enterprising. They want to do business. And so we ought to be able to support that. So performance must be determined by fidelity to the ultimate values that we pursue. What we want is an economy that is robust and prosperous. The only way by which we should be able to check the performance of regulatory agencies is how are you faithful to those values.
The Vice President refers to entrepreneurs as the real job creators and calls on the cohorts of the Public Leaders Program to take the lead in championing the reform in their various offices.
Great things happen when connections reinforce and reinforce and reinforce. So, Your Excellency, whilst they thought they were coming to greet and brief you, they didn't realize that they were coming to the source of that which they are enjoying today.
Skills and knowledge we have received from University of Oxford, and to tell him that we are ready to work as agents of change in the public sector. And for me and for my capstone project, I've already started working on how to leverage on ICT so as to overcome our technical challenge in my organization, Nigerian Television Authority, which is the African largest television network, so that we can be able to reach the unreached across the globe.
From the banquet hall of the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
To the judiciary, to the legislature now, Senate is set to rest jurisdictional conflict between the Bureau of Public Enterprises and Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission as it holds public hearing on a bill to repeal ICRC Act and enact the Public-Private Partnership Regulatory Commission Act. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
The bill being subjected to public scrutiny is for a legislation to provide enabling environment for private interventions in infrastructure development.
The bill is also designed to efficiently position the agency in regulating the participation of the public and private sectors.
It is meant to attract private and public financial resources for investment to improve social and economic services relevant to the national development.
Key players in infrastructural regulatory agencies expressed optimism that with the legislation, jurisdictional overlaps between the ICRC and the Bureau of Public Enterprises will be addressed.
It's now pure dichotomy. What is the function of BPE? The regulatory overview or sphere of influence of ICRC has well been captured.
To bring to an end the crisis we've always had as parastatals of government who are into investments, between which authority to go to.
And we think that this bill is in a strong position to make the proposed PPP Regulatory Commission a more dynamic organization.
If passed, the bill will further position Nigeria as investment-friendly country for the private sector. From the National Assembly, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
The National Assembly Service Commission has approved the appointment and redeployment of some top management officers in the National Assembly bureaucracy. A statement by the chairman of the commission, Ahmed Kadi Amshi, announced the approval of Chinedu Akwebuze as new clerk of the Senate from his former position of clerk of the House of Representatives. Others are Yahya Dazaria, acting clerk of House of Representatives, Fatai Jimo as acting deputy clerk, Legislative House of Representatives, Kamaru Ogunlana as acting secretary, Legal Services, and Bashir Aminu Yero as acting secretary, Directorate of Estate and Works. Harrietta Amao Ehikioa was redeployed as secretary to the Directorate of Special Duties from Legal Services Directorate, while the former secretary of the Procurement, Estate and Works, Liman Sanda, is now secretary of the newly created Directorate of Procurement and Supplies. Time for our first break. Do stay with us.
Get data unlimited to experience Dance Unlimited on Glow TV. Watch Battle of the Year and other amazing TV content with Glow TV data plans that will make you dance. Dial *777# to choose the right data plan for you.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Millions of Nigerians have received
COVID-19 vaccine.
I have taken my own.
What about you?
We have taken our own.
What about you?
I am strong and healthy. What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
We are strong and healthy. What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Go get, go get, go get,
go and get your job.
The hospitals, churches, and the mosques.
Go and get your job.
Health centers, hurry up now, don't be late.
Go and get your job.
Bye-bye, Corona. Bye-bye, Corona.
Go and get your job.
This message is brought to you by the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, NPHCDA.
You see, as a fashion designer, I create time to make the best designs for all my clients. My customers trust me, and they know I have their interests at heart. One of the things I love to do is play lottery. And just like my clients have absolute trust in me that I want the best for them, so also do I trust the process of lottery, because the National Lottery Regulatory Commission plays the role of making lottery safe for all. When I win, I channel it towards the growth of my business. I also have a great time with friends. You see why I love to play the game? The National Lottery Regulatory Commission is here to protect your interests. We keep the game safe for you. National Lottery Regulatory Commission. Lottery the right way. Game responsibly.
Family plan. Get bonus talk time, SMS and data for each family member you share with. Dial *141# now. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Africa accounts for about 8% of the world's hydrocarbon reserve, with nearly 3% of global gross domestic production. On March 7, 2022, at the Eco Hotels and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos, from 10 a.m. prompt, the Africa Local Content Investment Forum, ALCIF, will bring together 18 countries, 140 financial institutions and regulators, regional bodies, and 400 participants from around Africa to discuss the future of African local content with the theme Pan-African Strategy towards Sustainable Funding of African Oil and Gas Projects. To register, please visit www.alcif.africa. Partner and host, Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB.
Oh boy.
Why can't I go before I lost my call? I love you even faster, difficult.
Not too much berekete. Glow Berekete Plus is here. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
You're welcome back. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website nta.ng/live and on YouTube channel NTA News Online. You can also visit our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, Facebook page NTA Network News, and Instagram NTA Network for updates. His Royal Majesty Matthew Alhaji Akpalua Oguche has received the staff of office from Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. He becomes the 28th Ata Igala. Solomon Ayedihin reports that the coronation of the traditional head of Igala Kingdom was held in Ida, Kogi State.
Was the presentation of the staff of office and symbol of authority for the new Ata Igala. The coronation held at the palace of Ata Igala in Ida. Minister of Police Affairs Alhaji Mohammed Dangiadi represented President Muhammadu Buhari at the event. Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello described the Ata's new role as chairman Kogi State Traditional Council of Chiefs as a unifying platform and pacifier charged with the task of bringing the multi-ethnic and diverse people of Kogi State under one progressive and peaceful umbrella. Chairman, Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar III, and other prominent traditional rulers and religious leaders encouraged the new Ata Igala to be just, fair, and equitable in the discharge of its traditional duties. To the Igalas, the installation of the new Ata signifies the beginning of a new dawn for the kingdom.
And look after all its subjects equally.
I expect the Igala people to unite, join hands, work together to support him for the progress of the Igala nation.
Aside upholding the culture and tradition of the people, the Ata Igala is expected to work with all stakeholders to foster the development of Igala Kingdom, Kogi, and Nigeria at large. Solomon Ayedehin, NTA News.
The Ambassador Jibrin Chinade's Committee for the Review and Implementation of Justice Babalakin Shehu Awak and Justice Bala Umar Committee's report on the creation of Sayawa Chiefdom in Bauchi State has submitted its support to Governor Bala Mahmoud reports.
Dated on 17th December 2021 to review the report of Justice Babalakin Shehu Awak and Justice Bala Umar's committee on the creation of Sayawa Chiefdom. The committee is here to submit its findings and recommendations.
In the spirit of reconciliation, government should grant amnesty to those indicted in the previous reports and were recommended for investigation and subsequent prosecution if found culpable.
Because those that have been driven away with the wounds and pain of dislodgement and displacement,
their fears and apprehensions will be adequately addressed.
Governor Bala Muhammad says the state government is honest and sincere in finding lasting solutions to the lingering problems associated with the creation of the chiefdom. In Bauchi, Mahmoud Muhammad, NTA News.
To the economy now, Nigeria's public and private sector businesses are taking advantage of Qatar's diversified knowledge-based economy to fast-track Nigeria's economic recovery, just as Qatar is looking to grow her trade volume to $1 billion. Benny Adams reports that conversation at the Qatar Nigeria Economic Forum in Abuja centered on deepening trade in manufacturing, construction, oil and gas, as well as technology, among other areas of interest.
A business matchmaking event in Lagos to Abuja, the seat of power, where conversations on consolidating business deals continued.
The good news is that as a result of the Lagos event, and in 2 days, the amount of the booked orders between our private sectors exceeded the total amount of the 3 years of a trade between the two countries.
Ministers of Science, Technology and Innovation, Health and that of Mines and Steel Development joined their industry and trade counterparts to present opportunities to collaborate with Nigeria.
These agreements are important steps towards improving our cooperation and protecting the interests of both parties.
Especially now that we want to diversify our economy from oil to non-oil economy, and which we are targeting agriculture, mining and other key sectors of Nigerian economy. All you need to is just to look into an IPC guide, then you will see all the investment potentials that we have.
The interaction saw deals worth $120 million in 18 products signed, with more in the offing. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, is reassuring Nigerians of commitment to protection of depositors' funds and sustaining monetary stability through effective supervision of banking sector in the country. NDIC Managing Director Bello Hassan said this in a message celebrating Special Day at the ongoing 43rd Kaduna International Trade Fair. Achari Maxwell reports.
For many years, NDIC has been attending Kaduna International Trade Fair in unique style, showcasing what it is doing to ensure soundness of the banking system for economic development of the country.
From inception to date, the NDIC has been living with its mandate and public policy objectives of contributing to financial system stability.
NDIC was established in 1988 as a regulatory body under Federal Ministry of Finance to complement activities of the Central Bank of Nigeria. This year, the corporation is promoting consolidating interface between industries and agriculture for sustainable development.
Aligns indeed with the federal government's drive of developing the non-oil sector, most especially agriculture, to create employment using agric.
It is an undisputable fact that you cannot have a stable and sound economic growth or activities without an equally stable and reliable financial system to oil the economy.
The corporation says it will continue to restore customers' confidence, strengthen competition and innovation in the banking sector. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
Now, it was another joyous moment in Ayoda East local government area as Governor Wike and his entourage were accorded a royal welcome for the inauguration of the 10.2-kilometer road. Ogidi Inyekwe reports that former Governor of Kaduna State, Ahmed Makarfi, was a special guest for the project inauguration.
From Ahuda main town to the communities leading to the venue of the inauguration, the people were visibly happy, an indication of the importance of Odimreyi Odioku Ihunbogo Road to the people. Now, not only will the communities be accessible, but their socio-economic lives will be redefined by the road.
The opportunity that Rivers people gave to us, that we did not disappoint Rivers people.
Former Governor of Kaduna State, Ahmed Makarfi, commended the tenacity of the governor to develop the state even when the state has very difficult terrain that makes road construction nearly impossible.
When you construct these roads with drainages to last 20 years or more, is not something to joke about. It's a major achievement.
10.2 kilometer Odimreyi Odioku Ihumbogo Road is a major access road to over 5 communities in Ahoda East, links the local government area to Omoko in Onega and Akpabo in Emohwa local government areas. In Odimreyi Ogedinyeku, NTA News.
Time to join Adiola in Lagos with more reports on Network News. Hello, Adiola.
Hello, Jumai. About 600,000 admission seekers have registered for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME across the country within 3 weeks. Registrar, Joint Admissions Matriculation Examination Board JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, while on assessment of the process in some centers in Lagos, says this year's exercise is better. Samuel Johnson reports that the registrar hints on plans to expand human and material capacities.
The profile code not found. Please advise our used to retry as we do not have any record of transaction with you, sir.
That was the experience at one of the CBT centers visited by the JAMB registrar, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, and his team. Professor Oloyede expressed satisfaction with the increase in the number of candidates so far registered in the 776 CBT centers across the country.
The traffic is heavy. Telling you the truth, what it means is that in the past, you will register 25,000, 30,000 in a day. But here, we are registering over 50,000 in a day. Apparently, what is always obvious is that the system is not taking the traffic.
He also assured prospective candidates and operators of CBT centers that the problem of slow processing and submission are being addressed and advised admission seekers to carefully follow instructions.
We have spoken with our service providers to come up with expansion so that this disruption will not continue.
The registration ends this month. In Lagos, Samuel Johnson, NTA News.
The fifth-generation network service, 5G, when put to maximum use in due course, will accelerate the speed of broadband penetration, enable unprecedented levels of connectivity, and ultra-reliable low-latency communication with a view to create new frontiers on diverse national development. A team of experts from the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC, enumerated the unquantifiable gains Nigeria stands to benefit from the network upgrade during an interactive session with innovators across Africa and the diaspora. Abolade Salami reports.
Available statistics from the Nigerian Communications Commission reveals that as at December 2019, about 89.8% of 2G network coverage was available to rural areas, while 3G had a coverage of over 74%. The report also states that the data-centric 4G had only about 37% of the population covered at the same time, with less than 10% connections. To address the challenges associated with low broadband penetration and network connectivity, the federal government came up with a 5G network to drive fourth industrial revolution and its related emerging technologies.
The latency for 4G is 10 milliseconds. The latency for your brain, the human being, is 10 milliseconds. That's the response time. So what this means in essence is that 5G is faster than your brain.
To allay fears and concerns of Nigerians on the possibility of cyber threats, efforts and strategies designed by the government to manage security risk, experts elucidate further.
The sector CSAT will be linking up with the national CSAT, the NGSAT, which is at the Office of the National Security Advisor, to be able to check. So it's something that people need to step up and be checking.
The youths are also challenged to focus on the development of innovative products and services that will enhance safe deployment of 5G network in the country.
So 5G looks, it's a big network, a network of networks, looking not just at communicating with humans, but communicating with machines. And this brings a whole new scenario to how we feel, how we interact with the network as individuals.
As Nigerians anxiously wait the operations of 5G network, participants at this gathering have expressed optimism that more Nigerians will be connected and broadband penetration increased in rural communities. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
And that's it from Lagos. Let's remind you quickly that you can still follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News. Our Twitter handle is at NTA News Now, and on Instagram is at NTA Network for updates. The news will continue when we return from this break. Please stay on.
Ducin, an all-time mega offer. Get over 50% discount in the Airtel Home Broadband mega offer. Buy a router for just 10,000 naira and get up to 240 gigabyte or a MiFi for 5,000 naira and get up to 125 gigabyte bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by
Airtel, the smartphone network.
There's a drop of goodness in everyone. Share goodness with someone today.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
A peak protein breakfast gets me to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes to his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
I suppose human life has more definition to it with the moments they share, the memories they keep, the striving that's got no limit, the rhythm they feel, and the occurrence they are never prepared for. Ouch. Life happens, but Samsung Care Plus has got you covered. To enjoy screen repairs for as low as 9,000 naira. Kindly visit www.samsung.com. Terms and conditions apply.
No more ghetto bango.
Enjoy Carbo Choco, fortified with Vital Rich plus iron.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious. nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Thank you for the rejections that taught me to keep striving. Thank you for the long hours that taught me discipline. Thank you for the knockdowns that taught me to bounce back. And for the unexpected victories that taught me to never give up. Thank you for making me who I am.
Coming off a heartbreaking loss in the League Cup final, the Blues will seek to salve their wounds when they visit Turf Moor. This Saturday, it's Burnley versus Chelsea on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu, empowered by Integral.
Thanks for joining us. 598 Nigerians who fled the Russian-Ukrainian conflict have arrived Abuja from Romania and Poland aboard chartered flights made available by the federal government as part of emergency response to save Nigerian citizens. Usman Aliu reports.
$180 Nigerians, mostly students, are back home in this special evacuation mission embarked by the federal government. It is a comforting step for these Nigerians to be away from the war in Ukraine.
It was traumatizing and all, but alhamdulillah, we are here, so that's what's important.
Just happy and nervous, to come back home. Everything's going to change from now, so
should be brought back home in safety and in dignity, and that is what we have done. You can see we've started the evacuation. A flight came this morning, another one just arrived, and we're expecting another one. So we give glory to God that these Nigerians are brought back home safely. That is a big relief for us as a government, and I can assure you no Nigerian will be left behind, as directed by His Excellency Mr. President.
That's one. Two, the walk became expanded than we expected, because there were a lot of hesitancy, hesitation, and the report we were getting was that probably they would not want to come, and that really featured. We had wanted to go with 2 aircrafts to Poland alone, and the 2 aircraft were set in Lagos when I got to Lagos. But by the time we called for the last time, we were told no, we should come with 1. So we went with 1, which was to take 180 passengers. And by the time we got there, we thought they would be at the airport. But I think the delay overnight made them also not to come to the airport. So we had to go and look for them in the city. So that took more time.
Many are expected to return in subsequent flight schedules. More than 400 Nigerians from Romania returned early this morning. Usman Aliu, NT News.
Let's bring you up to speed with other news making the rounds. A new dress code has been approved for women police personnel, permitting them to wear stud earrings and headscarf on their berets or pig cap, as the case may be, while in uniform. A statement by the force headquarters indicates that the new dress code was unveiled by the IGP at a meeting with strategic police managers. The IGP notes that the development, which is in line with international best practices, addresses the growing concern for gender mainstreaming and respect for culture and diversity. The statement further explains that the dress code is optional, but senior women police officers have been directed to ensure compliance with the approved standard for women police officers who have opted to adopt the new dress code. 4th of March every year is commemorated by the global community as World Obesity Day. Now, the World Health Organization has warned that Africa is facing a growing problem of obesity. What are the factors responsible for this? What are the implications of being overweight? And what are the preventive measures? Olusegun Adebo seeks answers to these questions from experts.
Statistics from the World Health Organization reveal that 1 in 5 adults and 1 in 10 children and teenagers will be obese by December 2023 in 10 high-burden African countries if no robust measures are taken to reverse the trend. This statistics is, however, lost on most people living in endemic countries, and this is the reason experts are using this year's commemoration to create awareness on the dangers of obesity.
Obesity can be natural by way of some people have gene of being obese, and some based on their lifestyle.
Parents need to know that buying fast food for their children does not necessarily translate to good nutrition.
The size of 7-year-old Kendra caught my attention, and from my interaction with her, she is oblivious of the health risks often associated with obesity. Our guardian Moyo Olabode does, and she tells me how she helps Kendra in the areas of diet and exercise.
Children of this size, they are not mostly willing to do the exercises, but you as a parent has to go along with them, do the plays together, and you try to cut down their junks playfully.
If there's anything that doesn't work for, let me say, chubby people like us, mostly is you don't eat late, it's very bad. So, and then you have to do a lot of exercise.
Obesity crisis, experts explain, can be resolved as many of the causes and risk factors are preventable and reversible.
You must not fail to drink your water adequately, do your exercise.
We try to educate people on the dangers of excessive consumption of sugars, high caloric diet.
The theme of this year's commemoration is Everybody Needs to Act in Abuja. Olusegun Adebo, NTA News.
The federal government has inaugurated the enhanced electronic passport facility and passport production in Enugu for the southeast states. Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola at the event says the passport, which is a product of latest technology in passport administration and issuance, is convenient for frequent travelers. The minister explained that the document is of higher grade with additional 25 security features.
We will do this not to hurt anyone, but to cut that out of our desire to sustain the integrity of our passport in the Committee of Nations.
The Nigeria Immigration Services has been striving to ensure that the Nigerian passport satisfies all the standards set out by the International Civil Aviation Organization. The Interior Ministry appreciates the volume of economic activities in the southeast, with the minister commending the rising number of citizens from the southeast who have strong international dimensions to their businesses and socio-economic pursuits. Next is Maiduguri, and Mohammed is our guide. Hello, Mohammed.
Borno State University, BOSU, has been rated high for maintenance of standards and guidelines of National University Commission NUC despite the insurgency. Executive Secretary NUC Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid gave the pass mark during a working visit to the institution. Pauline Vanna reports.
National Universities Commission, NUC, is more concerned with academic content and quality of Nigerian graduates to compete favorably with their peers globally. This informed the visits to Borno State University, BOSU, by the Executive Secretary, NUC, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid, where he was taking around Senate building, lecture halls, computer laboratories, hostels, and ongoing construction work at the Borno State Teaching Hospitals and Medical Sciences. Professor Rashid had an interaction with the management and staff of the institution, with a pledge for sustained support, as well as meet with Governor Zulum to see how to improve on quality education and conducive environment.
The Borno State University in the last 3 years has gradually started to build a reputation, a credible reputation
Vice-Chancellor of the institution, Professor Umar Kyari Sandabe, acknowledged the effort of the NUC and the state governor for ensuring that the school lives to its mandate, just as it has signed MOU with UNIMED, UMTH, and Borno State Hospital Management Board.
We are going to abide by the NUC guidelines and regulations.
3 years of commencement of academic activities, Bosu is striving to be rated among the first 5 state universities in the country. In Maiduguri, Pauline Vanna, NTA News.
Sustainable empowerment, support and monitoring of repentant Boko Haram insurgents have been identified as one of the best avenues for ending the more than a decade-long insurgency in the northeast region. This formed part of recommendations at a stakeholders engagement during inauguration of Community Accountability Forum. Yagun Subukar reports.
The Community Accountability Forum is an initiative conceived by the British Council, PARCH and European Union to improve security, service delivery and enhance community policing for peace and stability of Borno and environs. The multi-stakeholder project, according to the president and founder, Peace Ambassadors Center for Humanitarian Aid and Empowerment, Ambassador Ahmed Shehu, also seeks to stimulate interaction and strengthen informal interface for improved and coordinated fast flow of information.
The larger objective is an initiative on how we can be able to ensure that the citizens inclusively contribute to peace and security of their communities.
CAF, according to Ambassador Ahmed Shehu, will be replicated in Maiduguri Metropolitan Council, Jere, and Mafa local government for sustainable peace and development. Chairman Kandiga Local Government Council Abbasaja Muhammad Nur and District Head of Kandiga Zanna Abba Masuyali were inaugurated as Chairman and Secretary of CAF for the community, a network of change makers from traditional and political leaders, persons living with disability, women, youth, civilian JTF, the police and DSS of Kandiga also brainstormed and made suggestions on way forward for increased intelligence and information sharing. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
That will be all from Maiduguri. Network News returns to Jumai in Abuja.
Thank you for the long hours that taught me discipline. Thank you for the knockdowns that taught me to bounce back, and for the unexpected victories that taught me to never give up. Thank you for making me who I am.
Hello, Paul! Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission? Yes, but how? Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
Coming off a heartbreaking loss in the League Cup final, the Blues will seek to salve their wounds when they visit Turf Moor. This Saturday, it's Burnley versus Chelsea on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu, empowered by Integral.
Welcome back. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has added another innovation to the registration process for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The new approach, according to the board, allows candidates fill and submit hard copy forms written in their handwriting before commencing registration. Olainka Ojo has details.
Less than 23 days to the end of the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination registration. So far, more than 500,000 candidates have registered from across the country. Having put into consideration some of the challenges and complaints by candidates in the past, this year's registration process is an improvement over previous exercises. However, one challenge that still persists is the issue of candidates relying on unauthorized persons to assist them in some part of the process, instead of following the board's guidelines, particularly in generating their profile code.
My challenge is I'm trying to get my profile code and I couldn't get it.
Right?
They said my name has been registered to a JSON number.
That is just one among many cases in some centers visited.
I have the number.
Allowing anyone access to one's code or other information in the name of help would only jeopardize the process for the candidate.
The phone is a marker, and once the phone is misplaced, you please go and get it replaced. And when you get it replaced, there must be a procedure to get you into our system so that you don't replace somebody wrongly.
As the closing date for the 2022 UTME registration draws near, the board says it is expecting about 1.5 million candidates. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Reports just reaching us indicates President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Soni Echono as the new Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund. A statement from Director Press, Ministry of Education, Mr. Ben Wom, Mr. Echono will take over from Professor Suleiman Etaz Bogoro, whose 5-year tenure will end on 18th March 2022. The new Executive Secretary retired as Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education on 6th of January 2022. To security now, the Defense Headquarters is to widen the scope of its health care system for military veterans. This is the focus of an interactive session between the Defense Health Management and the veterans of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The theme of the session is strengthening health insurance cover for the military veterans in Nigeria.
Use the opportunity to see the loopholes that exist in this program, and then see how I can plug this into a better program, and then the access, people can access it. The other drive for calling all to this meeting, which we see the express approval of the Honorable Minister of Defense, who is also the Chairman of the Board of Directors of Defense, underscores the importance DHML attaches to the welfare of servicemen and women, both serving and retired.
There's need for the services to budget more and even find a way of supporting this place instead of depending mainly on NHS.
It's also aimed at improving the welfare of military retirees. Let's join our sport next for Sports Update.
Leicester City's trio of Ademola Lookman, Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi are in the 32-man provisional list of Super Eagles players for Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Black Stars of Ghana on 25th and 29th March. The invited players include goalkeepers Maduka Okoye and Daniel Akpeyi, just as Ogene Karo Etebo, Victor Osimhen and captain Ahmed Musa made the cut. FIFA World Cup in Qatar is slated for 14th November to 18th December this year.
Firstly, you have to commend the Nigeria Football Federation for making sure that the list of the players came out early. This will help prepare the players mentally for this huge assignment.
All smiles! They have done it. In basketball, the Tigers players have expressed optimism on their chances at the FIBA Women's World Cup in Sydney from September 22 to October 1 after they were drawn against host Australia, France, Serbia, Japan and Canada.
I think the team will be definitely prepared, definitely ready. All the teams that we have in our group, we have competed against. So there won't be any surprise, no element of we can sneak up and shock anyone.
The Nigeria Volleyball Referees Association rose on day 2 of its annual General Congress, electing 8 new officers to manage its affairs for the next 4 years. Surveyor Timothy Samuel returned unopposed as chairman with 89 votes, while Mohammed Adamu Mohammed was elected as vice chairman 1. Also, Flight Officer Adole Abraham emerged as provosts. The 3-day annual General Congress ends Saturday in Abuja. With sports updates, Ayodeji, Makinde NTA News.
And a quick check on the weather forecast for Saturday is next.
Welcome to the weather forecast for Saturday. Morning thunderstorms are expected to parts of Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Delta, Bayelsa with slim chances over Lagos State. Other parts of the south and north central region are expected to be sunny with patches of clouds in the morning. Up north, improved visibility is anticipated as sunny and hazy atmosphere is expected. Later in the day, there are possibilities of thunderstorms to the southern parts of Taraba, Benue, Kogi, Niger, and Kwara states, with a better prospect over the southern parts of the country. I'm Theodora Itum. Thank you for watching.
That's it on the news tonight. I am Juma Yusuf. But before we go, don't forget to join NTA in the fight again.